Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just joining us for our online affiliates around the world, including our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. Glad you all could be with us as well. Well, we are literally counting down the days to the end of 2021, looking forward to 2022, and there's a lot of you guys that are looking to make changes for the new year. One of the things that you may want to see have a better outcome, and that is your financial situation. Well, I'm excited to welcome back Khalid Parekh to our program today. He is the founder of Fair Banking, and we've had a chance to talk with him in the past about his own journey, but also what Fair Banking does. We're glad to have him back today to talk to us about some ways that you guys can be able to make 2022 a better year for you, as well as giving some tips as to how financially you can be able to set yourself up for that. Khalid, glad to have you back on with us.
Thank you, Cyrus, for having me back on the show.
Hey, the pleasure's definitely all mine. So, this has been quite the year. We're not ending 2021 the way a lot of people hope we would. We still have a lot of the same challenges, unfortunately, that we had over the past year. But people are looking to 2022 to be able to make changes, Khalid, as you know, especially when it comes to the financial situation. What has it been like for you, Khalid, through Fair Banking to be able to allow people to be able to not only to set themselves up for that financial independence, but also to educate them better about their finances?
Yes, Cyrus, I will first speak as a consumer. So, 2021 was supposed to be the relief year, okay? So 2020 COVID is behind us. 2021 we are going to take off and, just go up north in our personal and professional lives. Unfortunately, COVID sustained, and not only that, the market, the U.S. economy and the world economy got hit pretty badly with inflation due to supply chain limitations due to COVID, right? It was all of a domino effect. Inflation currently is 4 to 5%. What that means is my $100 in my bank account sitting last year is now worth $94, $96 or $97. So the value of money has exponentially gone down. So to me, as a consumer, the first thing that I want to do is become financial disciplined and how to make sure that I am beating the inflation. Fair, our mission is in our name. Fair Bank is America's only bank which is FDIC insured and offering a 4% savings dividend account that gives up to 4% annual dividend and savings dividend and beating the inflation. The reason we came up with that is as a, engineer, I'm programmed to solve problems. And one of the things we needed to solve for myself personally is how do I beat inflation? Traditional banks, they make billions and billions of dollars every year on the consumer's deposits, and the consumers don't even get a fraction of it. An average savings account pays like 0.25 basis points on an annual return. But Fair, has gone 16 times higher by offering 4%. All banks can do 4%, but they choose not to because they are making billions of dollars in profit.
Right.
Fair, like I said, is a bank, for the people. We are not backed by any bank. We are not backed by any big banks. We are basically a bank started by engineers and consumers to really solve the problem. So, offering a 4% annual savings dividend has been the highlight, and we have had so many people switch, thousands of people switch from their traditional banks. And look, Cyrus, here's the thing, right? Nobody wants to change their bank, but what they are doing is they are making Fair their secondary bank for savings purposes. You can easily transfer money back and forth between Fair and your other banks through our app, and that's what people have been doing.
And one of the things I wanted to make sure, Khalid, that we talked about today that we haven't had a chance to dive into before, especially as we're going into a new year, is something what you just did, and that is being able to educate people about finances. I think that's one thing that's missing. I know growing up in school, we learned about how to open up an account, what to look for, and the importance of that information. Have you found that literacy aspect, the financial literacy aspect, has been so important for helping people to better appreciate why fair banking is a good fit for them, but also the importance of that planning?
You are absolutely right? If we take ourselves and compare to kids, you tell kids, hey, don't jump in the water, but we never sit and explain to the kid why you should not jump in the water. Maybe it's too deep, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. So it all goes back, starts with the root of education. If we educate our consumers the pitfalls of doing things a certain way, and if they fundamentally understand why they should not continue to those habits, they are going to permanently change them, right? You want to help people by educating them so they can fundamentally change. I have 3 quick tips that I would love to share about financial discipline that has helped me towards, the career of my life. So the first thing that every person should do is they should stash $1,000 in a bank account or even cash at your house as emergency fund. You never know what happens. You should always keep that kind of that type of amount of money at your disposal at any time. That's the first rule. Keep $1,000 in cash or cash ready, available in your bank. Number 1. Number 2, you should save 6 months of your living expenses in a savings account before you decide to do any big purchases or live in a luxurious life, because traditionally, if people do see a financial a calamity happening to them, whether it's losing a job, whether it's the stock portfolio going down, they need 3 to 6 months of time to spring back up. So you should always have 6 months of your emergency, not emergency, your 6 months of living expenses, parked in a savings account. And the third thing, what I recommend everybody to do is audit their monthly living expenses by looking at their budgets. There are so many budget templates that you can download online, where on one side you put your income and your other side you put your expenses, and then you basically analyze, what you are doing, how you're doing. I'm pretty sure there are multiple ways you can optimize. And now the credit card companies and the banks, even such as ours, you can click a button and download all your transactions, and you can easily categorize them, right? So you can see how much money you're spending on Starbucks coffee, how much money you're spending on gas, and then you can look to ways to optimize that, right? And then, the last thing, if you can optimize, and then I would say save 20% of your earned income every month in long-term investments for your retirement, right? So if you follow these 2-3 simple steps, I guarantee you will not only beat inflation, you will always be not worried about money because you are prepared, right? It's like when a storm comes, everybody goes and fills up their water and gas and everything because you are prepared, right? Same thing, you should be prepared of financial, calamity in your life by being prepared financially and being disciplined.
Khalid, those are some great tips, and I'm sure our audience would agree that means they have some work to do. Because I think a lot of times we don't think about those things, but it makes so much sense. Again, putting that number out there, $1,000 that you have as an emergency, that's 6 months of your. I mean, those are things that people, I think, because there's so many people who are just used to, unfortunately, living paycheck to paycheck or spending money they don't need to be spending. So I love the fact that you talk about not only saving that money, but also doing that self-evaluation, the importance of checking things. That's a great way to be able to set them up for 2022. We referenced it earlier, so let our audience know if they're interested then in opening up an account with Fair Banking then, Khalid, how can they be able to do that? Where can they go for more information?
Yes, our mission is in our name. It's bankwithfair.com. Bankwithfair.com.
Khalid Parekh, again, has been our guest, the founder of Fair Banking, talking with us about some great tips to help you guys get ready for 2022. Khalid, I just want to say, again, publicly, thank you so much for not only the work you're doing with Fair Banking, but thank you for coming on broadcasts like this to help to educate the public, to let them know options that are available to them, and looking forward to having you back in 2022.
Thank you, sir. You take care. Great. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You as well, my friend. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.